Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. For more details. This is the world's favorite place to go for podcasting and live streaming. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Ahead, Pat Hanlon with Hill Country Motorheads Museum in Burnet, Texas, with a display, and also at the upcoming Keels Wheels with a display.
And also
with a display. I wrote this and I can't even understand it myself.
I can read it. They're going to be at Keels Wheels.
Yeah, that's right. They're going
with the display.
With some of these motorcycles he's got behind
you.
All right. Well, whatever. We're going to find out. I'll shut up. We'll have This Week in Auto History, and we'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, is joining us mentally.
Yeah.
I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you for joining us today. God help. You know, things start to go down in the last 30 minutes, and my brain stopped functioning.
Yeah. What day is today?
I don't know. It's 4:20.
He had to think of
it.
It's 4:20. Just saying. Some people can relate to that. Others can't. So be it. Pat Hanlon is a collector and a participant with the Hill Country Motorheads Museum. Did I say it right? Is it Burnet, Texas?
Yes, it's Burnet. Don't ever say Burnett, or people around here will get after you about it.
I know. And see, you know, I'm not right very often, but I will pat myself on the back because I knew that it was Burnet. And everybody says, it's Burnett. No, it's not Burnett. Don't say that. So I wanted you to clarify that for me. Well, Pat, it's good to I'm sorry?
The big saying here locally is it's burn it, darn it, learn it.
That's it. Well, tell everybody where Burnet, Texas is.
We are about an hour northwest of the downtown Austin in the hill country, in the lakes, trees up here, close to famous, or not really, it's a popular tourist area called Marble Falls and Lake Buchanan. So it's a great area.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it is absolutely stunningly beautiful up there. And if you've never been there, that is a destination. That's a Texas destination to drive through. Don't fly over it. Go there, drive through it, and enjoy it. I mean, it's so unique and so pristine, beautiful up there. It's on the way to kind of Fredericksburg in a way, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Fredericksburg and the rest of the western part of the hill country. It's beautiful, and the reason we located the museum here in the first place, because it's coming down Highway 29 here in 281. It's kind of the entryway to the hill country for motorcyclists when they want to do the best riding in Texas.
Go cruising.
When they want to go up there to Enchanted Rock and do that. I mean, that's roads. I got that all day long. So how did you wind up there, Pat?
Well, we're originally from West Texas, out there in the oil field area, and we had a house on Lake LBJ down here. So we just decided at some point to move down here and kind of consolidate households, just move down here. And we had a big motorcycle collection at the time, which was about 10 years ago, actually, when we moved down here. But we just decided to give it a try as opening a museum instead of just having a personal collection like so many people have, where they just keep in their garage and nobody gets to see them. So has it kind
of surprised you that you've got all these motorcycle guys and girls running through to see your collection?
Well, that's what we were hoping. You know, that was the game plan, to be a popular what they call a destination location. You know, we're not in the middle of town or anything where they can just go walking around to all the shops and then come and see us. They got to want to come to see us here. So we've become a pretty popular destination. We have thousands visit here a year.
What kind of motorcycles do you have? What's the earliest motorcycle you have in your collection?
1900? No. our collection is primarily 60s through 80s, what we call the kind of the baby boomer preferred.
I'm sorry, I can't relate to that.
Well,
no, I can't.
Well, that Harley
Yeah,
that's right there over your left shoulder, though, doesn't quite fit that description.
Well, this is a replica of an original 1910 Harley. And they're built over in Georgetown, just an hour from here. So we couldn't help but get one for the museum. But it is the exception, really. We do have some 40s bikes here and some 50s. And then we have some newer ones, some, newer like sport bikes that the younger people like when they come in here.
Pat, do you work on these bikes yourself at all?
As much as I can. Don't really have a lot of time to do full restoration, but we do get them running. When we get them in, we do the test and cleaning up, detailing, and things like this. But I used to do a lot of restorations years ago when I started collecting, but it's just too time consuming. And now they could sit there on the lift for months or even a year waiting for parts and things like that. And it's have a tendency not to, you get kind of gridlocked here. So we concentrate now on acquiring bikes that are pretty much museum ready, or my preferred bike to put in the museum is what we call survivors, which is original bikes that just survived all these years. They may need new tires or a little bit of cleaning up, but basically real low miles. So they're special.
I'm surprised that you find very many of those.
They're out there. They just come out of the woodworks. So not that many. And a lot of the ones that are out there aren't really what I would consider collectible, or they don't suit my taste in bikes. So when we do find an original survivor, it's really something special. And generally there could be a story with it, because we probably get it from the original family that owned it. And, we find out that their grandpa, their dad, or their uncle owned it and bought it brand new, and
right, their
history. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Because, you're looking for stuff that's 60, 70 years old. I had to do the
careful.
I had to do the calculating. I had to take my shoes off.
Just shut up, okay? I got that. Yeah, all that. So I understand you're coming down. Yeah, Keels and Wheels. You're the man.
We are, and we're really excited to be down there. I've actually been attending that event for many years, because the business we have that supports this basically is a oil field related business. And so the big oil show called OTC is in Houston, that either the week before or the week after. So it gives us the opportunity to attend Keels and Wheels. So when they contacted us about putting motorcycles in, we were all in.
How many folks do you have working with you as the curator there? You have a team of folks?
Well, we do have a team, but the only full-time people here are me and my wife, Janelle. She's pretty much the curator for it.
And I think that is she the camera operator on this video?
Yeah, she's pretty steady. Huh?
Yeah, she is, despite you standing in front of it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
she's doing a good job here.
So how many bikes are you bringing? What are you bringing? Have you decided yet?
Yeah. We had to commit early so they could do the prep, promotional, and everything. It's funny that right before we got on this call, I was asking my wife if I could have a list of the bikes that are in there, because my mind went blank. But
that's all right.
We're bringing a 47 Indian Chief.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a Royal Enfield. No.
Ariel.
Ariel Square 4. Late 40s model. Those are some of our older bikes there. And then we're bringing something that would be newer for our collection is a 85 Honda VFR 1000 sport bike
Wow.
that we just picked up earlier this year.
You
And
wouldn't
we're
happen.
bringing-
You wouldn't happen to have a late '60s Honda F-150, some sort of a glide or something. It had dual exhaust down the bottom, and I remember this kid, his dad had it, and I got to drive it, and I was just royally impressed. You know, it was really a cool bike because I was into Honda 50s back in the mid '60s. So you can imagine, you know, here I am driving, you know, a 2-cylinder motorcycle around the block, and I'm thinking, do you have anything like that?
Yes, I think I know which one you're talking about. I think they might have called it the 150 Dream or something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yes, we've got that, and we've got a 305 Dream.
What is your favorite bike that's in your collection? Which one do you love?
Wow, you know, that's probably the most popular question that's asked all the time here. So that's a good one. It's actually a 1972 BSA Rocket 3.
A BSA. Man, you know, I haven't heard that in a while. BSAs were always at the top of the list.
The European bike.
Yeah. The kids that I had, you know, the dads usually had the BSAs, and the kids, we all had, you know, Honda 50s or whatever they were. And the BSA had this, that mystique, wow, look at that.
Royalty.
Yeah, royalty, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about. Exactly. I mean, you nailed it on that, hit the nail on the head. Is back when my father was in the Army in El Paso at Fort Bliss, and we lived off base, and our whole neighborhood was full of young GIs, and they all rode motorcycles or they had really cool muscle cars. And so we, being that we were in grade school or junior high, we always just drooled over everything. And one of the guys had this exact same BSA back then, and he used to start it up in the morning and ride it down our street on the way to base. And I used to just go to the front door when I'd hear him start it up, just watch him go by. And it just left that impression on me. So it was always on my bucket list all these years to get one. And we finally found one at an auction that is probably the most beautifully restored example out there.
Now, Pat, are you a car guy too?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't have a big collection, but that's what I actually started doing in the first place, was restoring old, like, muscle cars. And it was just too much work for one person. It was, you know, you got to have a big team to really do that. So I found that motorcycles was more something that you can do by yourself.
Sure. Do you know a fella that is also in the oil support business by the name of John Hovis?
John Hovis.
He owns a place. Yeah, he's out in Brookshire, and he owns a place called the Hemi Hideout. And he has an oil tool business.
He knows him. Yeah.
He's been very successful. I'm sorry, what did you say?
He
Jim?
said he knows him.
You do know him?
Well, no. I know his place. We
okay.
haven't been there, but so many people come in here and recommend that we go see his collection. And the name was ringing a bell, but I just don't. I've never met the guy.
Okay, well, I think that you and he would really hit it off. We're all about the same age, and he is from the oil business as you are, and he has a very small collection of motorcycles, and like you, that and me as well, back in the day, back in the 60s mainly, that we gravitated towards certain motorcycles. Why, I don't know, because I owned several. I owned a Honda, Yamaha. I did all that back in the day. But John, when he became successful and could afford it, he bought, I don't know, a handful of motorcycles that really struck a chord with him from back in the day, like you. And I think that you two would really appreciate each other. So I encourage you to get in touch with us. We'll put you guys together, but I think that you would appreciate him. But let's go back to Keels and Wheels. What are you expecting there? Guys like us going, wow, Pat, that's really cool. Tell me about it.
Well, what we're hoping is that we just add a whole different type of genre to the event. And that, I think that anybody that's especially if they're up around our age, which represents a lot of the attendees at that event. You had these little bikes back in the day, or your dad or your uncle did, and we find that people that just happen across these old bikes, not expecting it, really creates a lot of emotions and a lot of memories.
Well, I have to tell you that when we found out that we were going to talk to you and there were going to be bikes at the Keels and Wheels, Mr. Mars down here, I didn't even know this. He got all excited and jittery and thinking, oh, boy.
He gets jittery a lot.
He gets teary-eyed a lot.
It's the caffeine.
The caffeine. But he was thinking, wow, man, I can relate to that. What's the story with you and your bike?
No, I've never met a motorcycle I couldn't wreck, but I did do some work, some photography work on some early Harleys at once upon a time. And it was fascinating. Like you said, there's always a story with a bike that old.
I want to know, Pat, do you ever get the urge, or maybe your wife gets the urge to, when nobody's looking, maybe hop on one of those and take it for a spin around the block or down to the store? Or you ever get that urge?
We do it all the time. Yeah. Well, when we get them running, ultimately we drain the oil and gas on them if they're putting them in the museum because we don't want leaks or whatever. But but still, we want to be able to remember what it was like to ride that particular bike. So I always make it a point when we get them running to take up and down the street. So, or if it's a dirt bike, maybe go blasting around in the neighborhoods back here. I have dirt roads, so. That's all part of the excitement about being around these old bikes is, I've probably over the last 15, 20 years, probably ridden a couple hundred different old vintage bikes.
Right.
Well, when is the move in for you at Keels and Wheels? On Thursday?
On Friday, we're moving in. And I failed to mention that there's another guy that's bringing some really incredible bikes to the event that are the early bikes, like what you mentioned earlier, the pre-war stuff.
Yeah.
And Steve Klein out of Salado. Steve and Joan Klein have really, really high-end, beautiful, very rare collection of motorcycles. And we've asked them to join us for this so we can have cover the whole gamut of the age genres of motorcycles at the event.
Good idea.
So we're really excited about that.
No doubt. Well, Pat and your wife, thank you both for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing the collection and look forward to meeting you there as well.
Okay. Well, we're so excited to be down there. We want to thank you guys for including us in your broadcast, and we're excited and look forward to meeting you and seeing what kind of reaction we get.
You take care up there and burn it, darn it.
Don't
Hey, you catch on fast.
All right. Thanks again. All right. We appreciate that. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, and it's available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. Mm-hmm. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. All 100,000, and make it 100,001 for you. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Saturday and Sunday, May 4th and 5th, you're invited to enjoy the 28th annual Keels Wheels Concours d'Elegance. See the largest collection of classic cars and boats in the U.S. on display at the beautiful Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas. This year's Keels Wheels features 60 years of Ford Mustangs and Donzi boats. There's plenty of free parking, and discount tickets are available online at keels-wheels.com. It's Keels Wheels, Saturday and Sunday, May 4th and 5th at the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook. In Wheel Time will be there, too. We'll see you there.
Welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for...
We were kibitzing.
We were kibitzing.
We're kibitzing.
All right. Time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars has history.
This week,
Hold on, Michael. There we go.
April
Gotcha.
14th, 1927, the very first Volvo was produced in 1927. 280 cars that year left the line. This was built to withstand... That's the drag racing.
Oh, did I get the wrong one?
So, anyway, the car was built and designed to withstand Sweden's harsh roads and the frigid temperatures, but they figured out real quick that the very popular open carriage design wasn't going to work so well. So the next year they changed it, and so they only produced the open carriage design 1 year.
There it is. Looks like Granny's car.
Yep,
from
absolutely.
the Beverly Hillbillies.
Then, April the 16th, 2003, the Honda Element goes on sale. Now, this is
It's only half painted.
one of the very first adventure vehicles. You could get accessories, including tents and roof racks. And it did attract a lot of buyers. The first year, 70,000 they sold in the very first year. However, it's a single generation, and it continued as it was until 2011 when its sales stopped. Also, April the 17th, 1964, the Ford Mustang goes on sale. Debuted at the New York Auto Show, and approximately 22,000 were sold on the first day
who's
on
that,
the market.
Who's that in that picture? No, up on the top, the statue.
Looks like Columbus.
Yeah, I'm thinking more along the lines of the guy that had the smoking tobacco.
Oh, I'm thinking
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Oh, it looks like a knight from playing chess.
Yeah.
Like
It
a
does.
chess piece.
So they sold 22,000 on the first day. 18 months, they had over 1 million were sold.
It's Mars with a hat like that.
Yeah, the first one sold for $2,368. Now, there's a side story to this I found in the Chicago Sun-Times. Yeah. That this car here, Gail Wise bought the very first Ford Mustang sold in the United States. Now, what happened was she got a new job, graduated, got a job as a school teacher. Her family were Ford drivers. They took her down to buy her first car to the Ford dealer. Couldn't find anything she wanted in a convertible because the family had always drove convertibles. Salesman said, look, I got something in the back here that we got hidden. I'll show you. Goes back there. She sees it. She falls in love with it. No test drive. Made him a cash offer, $3,447.50. He sold the car to her 2 days before the official debut. So this car that she now owns 60 years later was sold 2 days before it was supposed to be sold. So this is the very first car that was sold, Mustang sold. The other 20,000 were sold.
I bet it wasn't blue back then.
Yes, it was. That's the color.
That's the car.
Really?
She had it restored. It parked in the garage for several years, but she's had it restored, running and driving.
All right.
Very cool.
Is that the end of it?
Yeah, I just thought it was cool that she bought it before it actually went on sale.
Well, yeah.
And then she still got it.
I'm sure that the dealer didn't want that let out.
Well,
I'll take it.
Salesman want to make money.
Well, yeah, he couldn't turn it down.
Be
Cash
sure
offer.
and go to my car dealerships that I tell you to go to, because I put $1,000 in my pocket for every car, every referral that I have.
Welcome to 420.
You don't know what I did before this show.
Well, we were figuring it out.
Are you?
I don't know that we want to know.
Oh, I think I'm going to tell you to go to XYZ dealer and you tell them that I sent you down there, and they'll give you a great deal, and I'll put $1,000 in my pocket.
It sounds
And
like
the bad part about it is that the dealers give this guy money for referrals. What? No. Anyway, I'm just ranting.
You are?
I have an opportunity to rant, and I'm going to rant.
Rant away.
All right.
Got some headlines?
I do, but I guess I could read one. General Motors says it plans to leave its Renaissance Center office complex for Dan Gilbert's Hudson's Detroit development downtown. Departure involves the automaker taking space in the 404,000 square foot office component in the block portion of the 1.5 million square foot Hudson's redevelopment. GM and Gilbert's Bedrock Commercial developed the firm said Monday. The move throws into limbo the future of the Renaissance Center, the massive office and hotel complex in the Detroit riverfront, has suffered during the pandemic as office usage trends to have shifted dramatically.
Actually, that the CN the Renaissance Center, there's actually businesses. The hotels are kind of separate from that. We used to go there twice a year with ATD for their Fords and General Motors specialty. Ford actually sold the property to GM to build that, and then GM bought it like in the late 90s.
In Will Time, I'll be right back.
The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Loopy Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Loopy Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Loopy Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Loopy Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday morning, May 18th from 8 to 11. It's a car cruise-in like no other. Expect Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Corvettes, and the featured brand Porsche. Get social at this special cruise-in event. You'll also see Gulf Coast Auto Shield's private workshop and learn about their many products and services. Questions are welcomed. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway near West Airport Boulevard, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The Car Social featuring Porsche takes place Saturday morning, May 18th from 8 to 11. Tell your friends, and no matter what car you have, bring it and enjoy this rare opportunity to see some of Houston's finest rides. In Will Time will bring its Car Talk show there too, so join us for another Car Social at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, Saturday morning, May 18th, 8 to 11 at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Visit gcautoshield.com to see the show flyer for more details.
Well, that's it for this week's In Will Time Car Talk Show. Check out our website, inwilltime.com. If you're not following us on Facebook, please do. Give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our stuff with your friends. We'll keep you posted on the latest car stuff all week long. Hey, when you're looking for an award-winning talk Sunday through Friday, since we're live on Saturdays, you can find the In Will Time Car Talk Show 24/7 via the iHeartRadio app. Daily 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite streaming provider. We post a new episode every day, and thank you for making us now 100,000 downloads. The In Will Time Sales, Marketing, and Video Technical Director is We Always Need More, Jeff Zekin. For booking agent, video editor, and the man who has an application into Gulf Coast Auto Shield, Mike Out of This World Mars, along with Chief Engineer David Ainsley.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. We hope you join us on the road next week when we'll be joining 350 other cruisers on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. That's next Saturday, April 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and happy 420.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.